force to drive the flux to flow in that core. So there next the iron losses in that core is 0 here. Now, there is no winding resistance thereby. That's why the copper losses are 0. So if the losses are 0 means there is no so there is no effect of efficiency. That's why the efficiency of this ideal transformer is 100% here. So there is no leakage flux will take place in ideal transformer, and the magnetization curve of the transfer core will be linear, and the magnetization of the transfer core will be linear here. So the magnetization curve of the transfer core will be linear here, and just wait, I'm going to take it. So that's why I can simply say that a ideal transformer is one which has no ohmic resistance and no magnetic leakage flux, and that is all the flux produced in the core links with the primary and secondary. Okay. So ideal transformer is one which has no ohmic resistance and no magnetic leakage flux. That is all the flux produced in the core which links with primary and secondary windings. Hence, transformer has no copper losses and iron losses. So it means an ideal transformer which consists of two purely inductive coils which are wound on a loss-free core here. So the magnetization curve of the transfer core will be linear here. You can see the linear. So while drawing the flux with respect to exciting current, so then you can get the magnetization curve which is linear here. So if you have, so in ideal transformer, if you are not having the losses, that's why the efficiency will be 100%. So coming to practical transformer. So the permeability of this transformer, so there is transformer core will be finite. So there is finite means what about here? So the flux moves in only uniform direction here. The flux moves in uniform direction. And what about if the permeability is finite, so what about the iron losses in the core? So the iron losses which are present in the core, and similarly there will be a winding resistance, thereby there will be a copper losses. So if the iron losses and copper losses which are present in the transformer, in practical transformer, so thereby the practical transformer is not having 100% compared to ideal transformer, because of losses, so we are having that is 95 to 98% is efficiency. So the magnetization curve of this transformer core will be, so there is non-linear will take place, and there will be a leakage flux will be present here. So you can see. So the magnetization curve of the transfer core will be like that. So this is what about this is formed like that hysteresis loop. So this is the comparison between the ideal transformer and practical transformer. So after this we have discussed if you consider the practical transformer, that is actual transformer. So what is why it is called as actual transformer? So the transfer with finite permeability. So from that I have discussed the EMF equation of transformer. The EMF equation of transformer. There is E1 and E2 respectively here. So this is the ideal transfer phasor diagram here. Oh, this is the ideal transfer phasor diagram. This is the ideal transfer phasor diagram. So you can see. So in that ideal transfer ideal transfer phasor diagram, you can take here. It means if we consider this one, so V1 leads by 90. That is what about I1 equal to Im. So that is so there will be managing current and will takes place. So that is what about here. So when primary is connected to when primary is connected to this primary, when primary is connected to sinusoidal alternating voltage, that is V1, a current Im flows through it. A current Im flows through it. That is what about your Im. A current Im flows through it. Since the primary is purely inductive, so since the primary coil is purely inductive, so the current Im lags. So because what about this? Because of the inductive coil of this primary, so the Im, so this Im, so how to? So this Im always produces the flux here, the flux within the core. So this Im, due to inductive coil of the primary, the Im which lags behind the applied voltage by 90 degrees. This current produces the alternating flux. That is what here, this one. This current produces the alternating flux here. So when this flux which links with the primary and EMF is induced, that is self-induced EMF. When this flux which links with the secondary and another EMF is induces in secondary side, there is E2. Hence it is called managing current. So the flux which is links with the primary as well as secondary windings. When it links with the primary, it produces the self-induced EMF, and when it links with the secondary, it produces the mutual induced EMF here. But the both E1 and E2, so the both E1 and E2, so which are lags Im are pi by 90 degrees, and which is lags 180 degrees by what about applied voltage. So this is the ideal transfer phasor diagram. So one point you have to remember here. So in an ideal transfer, there is no power losses. Means if you consider there is E2, I2, so like that. This is E2 and I2 cos pi. That is equal to E1, I1 cos pi. So cos pi and cos pi get cancelled here, and E2, I2 and E1, I1. E2, I2 into E1, I1. Here E2 by E1 equal to I1 by I2. So according to voltage transformation ratio, E2 by E1 equal to N2 by N1. So according to voltage transformation ratio, E2 by E1 equal to N2 by N1 equal to K. So but we have what here? E2 by E1 equal to I1 by I2. So finally we will write here E2 by E1 equal to N2 by N1 equal to I1 by I2 equal to K. This is so from ideal transfer you can get this relation here. Okay, so based on this relation we can say that the primary and secondary currents are inversely proportional to their respective turns. And next, transformer with losses but no magnetic leakage. So after discussion about the ideal transformer, so we will come with here the practical transfer under no load condition, load condition. First of all, we'll discuss no load. After that, load condition. But already we have studied this one. But I am going to boost up this. So when such a transformer is on no load and when it is loaded, so we will consider two cases. So the transfer with losses but no magnetic leakage. There is no magnetic leakage will take place here. Okay. First of all, transformer on no load means what about, suppose if you take this transformer here. So this primary is connected with this is no load. Here no load is means secondary is open circuit. That's why I2 equal to secondary side current is 0. When secondary winding is open circuited, that is secondary current is 0 here. Secondary current is 0. A very small exciting current. A very small exciting current, that is here. A very small exciting current or I naught. A very small exciting current is drawn by the primary. Is drawn by the primary here. So it supplies the iron losses. It supplies the iron losses. There is a combination of hysteresis losses and eddy current losses, and also supplies the very small amount of copper losses. Otherwise, you can write Wi or Wi and what about Wc? So here we have the copper losses are very less because on secondary side is open circuit. That's why the current secondary side current is 0. Only we have primary side winding. That's why you are getting here like copper losses are less. So that's why we can neglect these copper losses. We have considered what about iron losses. So this is happening that practical transformer under no load condition, but there is no manual leakage plus I have not considered here. Okay. So from that here, so this no load component current. So this no load component current which has two components like magnetic component of current and working component of current. Magnetic component of current and working component of current here. Okay. So the no load component of current already I have mentioned here. The no load component of current has two components. So first one is what about here? This one, and second one is what about this one here. So the IW, that is what about, suppose if you take this phasor diagram here, first of all, so when you give the alternating voltage V1, so in the primary the IM, so the current so the current starts flowing in the primary winding, so it produces the flux. It produces the flux here. So it produces the flux here. Yeah, this flux, the flux which is present in the core. Okay. What I am saying, just listen carefully here. So this is the phasor diagram, no load condition. So this is the flux. So how to get this flux? When you give the alternating voltage to the primary winding, when you give the alternating voltage to the primary winding, this voltage which causes the current. When this current which flows to the primary winding, so it has to be excited. That is, we can say that exciting current. So otherwise we can say that no load current, because we have this is no load current here. So this no load current which has two components like working component, magnetic component. Working component and magnetic component here. So coming to working component, so we have, so as you take the flux as a reference here, this is the V1. So this V1, that is what about here? The flux in ideal condition. So first of all, before going to discuss the no load condition of practical transfer, we have to know the ideal condition. So we have the, in ideal condition we have what about here? You can see. So in ideal condition, first of all, the first case is what about here? The flux and V1. So the IM which produces the flux, or IM which lags 90 degrees, which lags 90 degrees by V1 here. Because what about here? When you give the alternating voltage to the primary winding, so the primary which is act as a pure inductive coil. Pure inductive coil means, so the inductive nature means that is lagging power factor will take place. That is what about, so there is lagging will take place. So there is inductive nature means, so that is what about here. So the IM which lags V1 by 90 degrees here. Because whatever this V1 which causes the current, when this current flows through the winding, that should be IM. So that IM always lags V1 by, so the IM lags V1 lags behind V1 by Like what about here? 90 degrees. Otherwise, we can say that V1 leads. So the V1 leads pi by 90. V1 leads or Im lags V1. Okay. So here Im and pi are both are in same phase. The same thing I am going to take here. So when there is such a transfer on no load, so the no load component current has, that is a working component current and managing current. So first of all, V1, Im and pi. So why? Because, so then you can take this is the Im, otherwise you can take Im. So I mu or Im, so that is what about here? So both are in same phase. Both are in same phase here. And what about the Im always V1 by 90 degrees here? 90 degrees. 90 degrees. But I am not going to consider here. So in ideal cases, it is 90 degrees. But coming to practical case, it is not 90 degrees here. It is not 90 degrees. It is having like that. So this is I naught. So this is what about your working component of current. So here the I naught, which is equal to vector sum of working component of current and managing component of current. So that I naught, which is equal to square root of IW square and I mu square here, like that. So that I naught, this is the phi naught. So in previous case, so we have, in previous case, that is in ideal transfer, we have exactly Im with respect to V1. I1, that is managing component current always lags V1 by 90 degrees in ideal transformer. But coming to practical transformer, that is not what about here? That is not equal to 90 degrees. This here, the phi naught is phase angle. Phase angle. The cos no load power factor will be what about here? The no load power factor will be, this is the no load power factor. So the no load power factor will be like 70 to 75% here. So that is what about, generally the no load power factor will be 0.2, approximately 0.2 here, lagging. 0.2. What about the no load phase angle? So the no load phase angle will be 70 to 75% here. So 70 to 75%. So that is not equal. So that is, which is less than the 90 degrees. Suppose that is 75 to 80 degrees will take place, which is less than the 90 degrees. This is the phi naught. What about the cos phi naught? Suppose the cos 70s are cos 90. So then you can get what about here? So cos 75 to 80 degrees, then you can get 0.2 lagging. So cos 90 actually 0. But cos 75 or cos 80, cos 75 or 80 approximately 0.2 lagging. So this is the no load power factor. There is a very, very less value. So this phi naught will be. But in so here in ideal transfer we are having, what about here? The Im will be there, and the Im with V1 by 90 degrees in ideal transfer. But coming to practical transfer, so there will be no load component current which has managing component current and working component current. So the managing component current always lags V1 by V1 by approximately 90 degrees. Like approximately means that is 82. So 80. So and always in phase with the phi here. But coming to working component current, you can see. So the working component of current always in phase. So because you can see, observe. So both are in same direction. Both are in same. That is V1. So this IW. So the IW. So the working component current IW is nothing but working component current in phase with the applied voltage, which is also called as active or working component. It supplies the iron losses. And a small primary copper losses. That is what about IW, which is equal to 1 to 2% of full load current. Already we have discussed. And similarly, managed component current is what about here? So the managed current that is a quadrature with the applied voltage. Quadrature means like that. So this is a quadrature with the applied voltage, which is called reactive or managing component. It produces the flux in the core. this Im which produces the flux in the core and does not consume any power, here. So from that I will write you here, that is Iw which is equal to I naught cos pi naught. This is active nature. I mu which is equal to I naught sin pi naught. So if you substitute in that equation, so there is cos square plus sin square theta. So there is what about here, that I naught equal, that is what about here, that I naught square. So there is Iw square plus what about here, I mu square. There is I naught square, that is equal to that is sin square plus cos square theta is 1 here. So finally you can get I naught equal to square root of Iw plus I mu square. That is this one. Okay, this is the phasor diagram for no load transformer. So this is the phasor diagram of no load transformer. Now we can see. So here also the EMF E1 and when this flux. So this managing component of current which produces the flux, this flux which links with the primary, self EMF is induced in the primary, and when it links with the secondary, a mutual EMF is induces here. So here that E1 is always lags pi by 90 degrees or Im by 90 degrees, and E2 also same. But both E1 and E2 are always lags 180 degrees by V1 applied voltage, either in case of ideal transformer and practical transformer. Okay. So here the working commutator current will be, that is what about here, the working commutator current will be 1 to 2% of full load current, and similarly the managing commutator current will be what about here, 3 to 5%, that is what about 3 to 5% of full load current. So finally you can get the I naught which is equal to 3 to, that is 2 to 5%, 3 to 8% of full load current here, the combination of working and managing components. So after getting this, we can draw the equivalent circuit of under load condition, the equivalent circuit of transformer here. So let us see how we are getting here. So when it is loaded, when on no load. So on no load we have discussed, and when it is loaded, we'll discuss later. Okay, we'll see. So transformer on no load, the core losses and copper losses are neglected in the case of ideal transformer. Already we have discussed. But in practical conditions, when an actual transformer is put on load, there is iron losses in the core and copper losses in the winding, both primary and secondary, and these losses are not entirely negligible here. So the primary input under no load, second side is open condition, as to supply iron losses in the core. There is the combination of hysteresis losses and eddy current losses, and a very small amount of copper losses. So the no load input power which is equal to what here, that is W naught which is equal to V1 I naught cos pi naught. There is W naught, or some books it has given P naught. So which is also called as the no load losses. No load losses. Okay. So where cos pi naught is the primary power factor under load condition, cos pi naught. So which is approximately 0.2 lagging. This is the most important point. 0.2 lagging. So this is the thing we have discussed in last class. Just wait, I'm going to take okay, now you can see this is the working commutator current and this is the managing commutator current. No load condition of actual transfer is shown vectorial in figure like that. This is the vectorial or like phasor diagram. This is the vector diagram or phasor diagram. This is the no load condition. As seen from figure, primary current I naught. This I naught has, the primary current I naught has So first one is so there is a 1. So there is first one. 1 in phase with V1. 1 win. That is what here? This one. This one is phase with, because both are in same direction. 1 in phase with V1. So which is known as, this is known as active or working or iron loss component. That is represented by IW. Some books it has given IC. IC or IW. Working component. Because it is it mainly supplies the iron losses plus small quantity of primer copper losses. Small quantity of primary copper loss. Okay? Oh, this one. So one point you have to remember here. So that is the IW and I mu. So this one is having that IW, which is having like 1 2. So 1 2 like 2% of full load current. 1 to 2% of full load current here. Okay, that IW which is equal to what about here? Generally here we have to write that I naught equal to square root of IW equal to I naught cos pi naught here, because this is the active components, that is active power, I naught cos pi naught. Okay, coming to second case, the other component is in quadrature with the V1. The other component is what about here? This is V1 and is also known as magnetic component, that's I mu or IM. I mu or IM, because its function is to sustain the alternating flux. So, to sustain the means to produce the alternating flux in the core. So it is wattless, because there is no units of this. So there is nothing but what about here? The I mu or IM, that is I naught sin pi naught. I naught sin pi naught here. So we have this I mu I naught. So as you know that here I naught square, which is equal to IW square plus square. So that is I naught equal to square root here. Okay, that is. So this is obviously the I naught is the vector sum of IW and IM. So this is. So that is I naught equal to this is the IW. Both are in same direction here, and this is what about here? IM. So this I naught, which is the vector sum of that I naught is which is the vector sum of IW plus IM, like that. Vector sum of IW and IM. Hence I naught equal to square root of IM square plus IW square here. So one point you have to remember, the IW which is equal to that is 1 to 2% of full load current, and this is what about here? 2 to 5% of like what about 2 to 5% of full load current here. So finally the I naught current, the no load current, that is 3 to 8% of load current here. So this one is resistive in nature. R naught, this is reactive in nature. X naught. So here I mu, here what about here? I W. Okay, let us see. The no load primary current is very small as compared to full load primary current. So that's why. So this 3 to 8% is number of times asked in that complex examinations. 3 to 8% of full load current. Generally, the IW will be 1 to 2 and I mu 2 to 5. If you combine these two, so 1 plus 2, then you can get 3%. Like 5 plus 2 or 5 plus 3, then you can get 3%, 3 to 8% of full load current. So the node of primary current I naught is very small as compared to the full load primary current. Full load primary current here. Okay. So as I naught is very small, the no load primary copper loss is negligibly small, which means that no load primary input is practically equal to the iron loss in the transformer. So simply, so the no load primary input. So the no load primary input is practically equal to the iron losses in the transformer. That's why the iron losses generally we have represented by Wi Pi, that is equal to V1 I naught cos pi. This is the most important relation. So number of times asked in that external examination or problematic point of view, this is the most important relation. So V1 I naught cos pi naught, where V1 is the applied voltage This is the applied voltage or input voltage. I naught is the no load current. This is the no load component of current. This one. And what about cos and no load power factor? So the no load component current 3 to 8% of full load current. So this is very less as compared to full load current. And cos pi naught is nothing but what is approximately 0.2 lagging. Because the no load phase angle will be what about that is 70 to 75% here. So this is the poor no load power factor. So why? Because so that managed commuter current is very less. So there is a very more. The managed commuter current is more compared to what about here? Compared to working commuter current here. Why? Because so the 1 to 2% of full load current is working commuter current. 2 to 5% of full load current is managed commuter. So which is more due to that. So due to that, what about here? The I naught cos pi naught. Why? Because the cos pi naught is nothing but what about the cos pi naught equal to I naught by so I working component by I naught here. From that you can get to that cos pi naught here. There is 0.2 lag. So after getting this, we have to know this equivalent circuit here. Since the core loss is responsible for shift in the current vector, so the angle pi naught is known as hysteresis angle of the advance. So this angle pi naught is hysteresis angle. So from that angle you can get this hysteresis losses. Okay. So here the no load current is simulated by pure inductance, that is X naught. So already I have discussed here. So if you derive that is I naught the combination of here working and managing component here, and this working component of current here, this is the resistive nature, this is inductive nature here. So this is what about this is the non-inductive, this is the inductive nature here or reactive nature. So this is X naught, this is the I mu, here I work. So generally the transformer symbol will be like that. This is the air core transformer. So if you take that iron core, this is the iron core transformer. So this is the circuit symbol of transformer. So first of all, in case we have only V1, I1, and here I2, and here V2 will take place. But suppose if you not connected this load, if the load is not connected here, so if the load is not connected means what happened here? So we have to get. So here we will get here no load component of current here I naught, and this is what about here resistive nature and reactive nature. This one. Okay. Simply I can give that circuit here. Just wait. I will give the clear idea about the transformer. So first of all, the transformer here only. So this is no load. No load transformer will be, so there is I2 equal to 0. So here we have V1, this is the V1. Here, this is what about N1, N2, here E1, E2. So what about the no load phasor diagram? So the no load phasor diagram will be, this is the pi, this one is what about, there will be no load component of current. There will be no load component. So because of this no load, so this no load, there will be no load component of current, that is I naught. This I naught which has this one. So the I naught which has here, the I naught which has two components like two components like working component and here managing component. This is I naught. So because no load side, secondary side is 0, because no load means that is open circuited. Secondary side is open circuited. We have only I naught. So this V1, so we have to write this V1 is like that. This is the V1. So what about the I naught? The I naught is the combination of, so this is the I naught. The I naught is the combination of here working component. So this is in same phase with the I working component current in phase with the V1, and this managing component current is always quadrature with this V1 here. There is exactly pi naught here. So here E1 and E2 are like that. This is the no load phase diagram. This one is what here? No load phase diagram here. So otherwise, or you can draw like that. Generally, we have the transformer core will be like that. Just wait. Otherwise, we can draw. Okay, here. So here, this is the no load. Here the no load current is what about 0. So this is the transformer core. In the transformer core, the flux is present here. So in the flux is present here also, the flux is present here. And what about here? This is the V1. And you can draw extra term will be here. The no load means we have the circuit here. Oh, this one. Here the no load current which has two components of current here. The no load component current which has two components of currents like working component and managing component. So this is the resistive nature. So this is the inductive nature. This is what about R naught and S naught. So the same phase diagram here. Otherwise you can draw like that and this like that. So this is the no load phase diagram. No load phase diagram. This one. This is the no load. This is the equivalent circuit. This is the equivalent circuit of transformer under no load condition. Equivalent circuit of transformer. Circuit of transformer under no load condition. Okay. So dear students, have you understood this concept? So this is the equivalent circuit of transformer under no load condition. So this is the no load input power will be what about here? Here the no load power input power will be, this is P naught, or some books it has given W naught, that is equal to V1 I naught cos pi naught. Dear students, are you following or not? Have you understood this concept? Please try to give the response. Otherwise, just put the message in your. Okay, thank you, Venkat Sai. This is the no load. So this is the no load phasor diagram. This is what about here? No load. Thank you, Ganesh. No load phasor diagram. No load phasor or vector diagram. This one. This is the equivalent circuit. This one is what about here? This is also same. Otherwise, you can draw this type or this type here. Equivalent circuit of transformer no load condition. Okay. So next we will go for. So you can see here